What's up, mighty boys and girls, it's your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to something which actually surprised me a lot. While reading all of the questions for my next Q&A, I still get the questions of what are my favorite shippings and do you ship anything else besides Amour? And when I realized that a hardcore shipper like myself never really explained his favorite shippings? What? Therefore, let me present to you my top 10 favorite Pokemon shippings of all time. I will express my first impressions on the ship the first time I saw it, and then my general thoughts. Tell me your favorite shippings.
Also, it's not like I want you to like and subscribe or anything. Baka!
Oh, come on, really? And if you want to know more, my opinion, then grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. Let's start with IkariShipping. In the eyes of many, Ikari doesn't really make much sense, since both Dawn and Paul never really interacted that much with each other, and naturally, if you think about a Gen 4 shipping, Pearlshipping is the one you think about first. And maybe Pengi if you're one of those special people, I guess. But I really like Ikari till this day, because I just like this overall theme of opposites attract each other, with Paul being the bad boy and Dawn being mommy's good girl. And I always imagine that if Paul would actually interact more with Dawn, then either would he turn Dawn into a bad girl, which immediately activates my inner masochist who loves to see bad stuff getting even worse, and Dawn turning Paul into a good boy, which would be kinda boring. But in general, I really like those odd couple pairings that the majority of the fandom doesn't really know about, which makes not only IkariShipping but also its supporters kinda stand out. That's why I will probably always have a little weak spot for this rather out of ordinary shipping. Let's move on to LagomorphShipping. It's pretty much known right now that Ash has somewhat of a reputation of being the harem king of Pokemon, because the boy gets all the girls and is probably the most shippable person in anime history. So therefore, his longtime friend and partner Pikachu also deserves some coochie, some love, and some gentle kindness. Until this day, the only individual I can see Pikachu ending up with is of course Baniri. And how can you not ship them together? They are adorable. As soon as I saw these two interacting, I immediately shipped them because it's hella cute. Baniri falling in love with Pikachu at the first sight because he was and still is her hero, and therefore always fangirling and admiring him. And in my opinion, Pikachu really shows why Ash is such a shippable personality, because sometimes both Ash and Pikachu don't openly show their feelings like the girls do, but when they do, and whenever both show acts of kindness and emotions towards the female counterparts, it always feels special and just natural, which makes me want to ship them even more. In case of Pikachu, he more than often likes to cheer Baniri on and even wants to protect her. It's just cute. So yeah, LagomorphShipping is the first and till this day the only Pikachu shipping I truly believe in. And yes, that even includes ketchup shipping, because to me that's not a shipping, but more so a meme. Sorry guys. Next up, we arrive at number 8, which is MarissonShipping. Oh man, we kinda have to talk about this shipping right here. There are some people out there who don't like this shipping a lot, mainly due to the so-called age gap, which in my opinion is ridiculous. Nowhere has it been confirmed that Alan is an actual adult, let alone much older compared to Mayrin. But some people like to treat the ship as some sort of illegal or forbidden ship because of the vast difference in both appearance and character between Alan and Mayrin. Alan being this very mature and tall guy who for the most parts is a rather stern and cold personality who loves to battle strong opponents. And then on the other side of the coin you have Mayrin, who is the more childish, the more optimistic, and the more energetic character. But honestly, you can't really ship them with anyone else but each other. In many occasions you could see how the more positive Mayrin has influenced Alan in a good way, opening his character towards her and awakening his need to protect one another and support each other no matter what. Mayrin shows that a lot throughout the Mega Evolution special, especially when Alan wanted to push her away to protect her, and same goes with Alan. Everything he did after the chestpin incident until his final battle with Ash, all of that was to rescue Mayrin's chestpin and to see her happy again. I'm really sorry, but with all the emotions and history these two have between each other, how can you not ship them? Next up, ShalourShipping. ShalourShipping is honestly a shipping which I would describe as one which is just a lot of fun. I loved it every time Ash and Corinna had some kind of interaction with each other, and one prime reason of why that is pretty much obvious, because they are so similar to each other, which really complements them so well. Both being high-spirited, very competitive in nature, always looking on the bright side of life, and also looking forward for the next challenge. I always smiled every time both Ash and Corinna acted the exact same way, and they are honestly just really really cute together. I really do believe that what Shallour ended up being, for me, is what LagomorphShipping, which is Ash and Iris, could have been, because just like Corinna, Iris also shares a lot of similarities with Ash, but the main difference is that Corinna just has this positive vibe to her, which in my opinion really makes Shallour so much more fun to watch compared to Nagai. Don't get me wrong, LagomorphShipping had some good moments, and as a character, I really do love Iris, but sometimes first impressions really do matter, and all in all, Corinna made a much better impression compared to Iris's rather infamous first impression. In short, Shallour is just a lot of fun. Number 6. PalletShipping. I bet you didn't really expect this one, did you? But oddly enough, I really have somewhat of a weak spot for Ash and Gary. Maybe it's because I grew up with them, but I just really like how their story began, with them being rivals since the early days of the Pokemon anime, with Gary always being one step ahead of Ash in terms of everything, and as a result of that, always looking down on our hero in a really mocking kind of way. So at first you would think that the main appeal of this ship is similar to both Ikari and Marisson, aka opposites attract each other concept. But the more the anime moved on, the more you could witness a change in relationship, especially with Gary, where before he constantly mocked Ash, now he begins to respect him and understands his way of raising Pokemon and his way of achieving his dream. To be honest, you could basically apply the same arguments to AmourShipping, which is Ash and Paul, but I tend a little bit more towards Pallet. I honestly don't know why. Maybe it really is nostalgia. We arrive at the middle of the video, hopefully, and in the sweet middle spot, we have RocketShipping. This will probably be my shortest entry, because what is there to say about RocketShipping that people don't agree on? In my opinion, in terms of the concept of shippings, this is by far the most obvious, the most logical, and within the fandom, the most universally agreed on. Like, seriously, I don't know anyone in the fandom who doesn't ship Jessie and James. And how could you not? With so much time spent, with so much history and emotions those two had with each other, I must ship them. Despite Jessie sometimes treating both James and Meowth in a somewhat degrading kind of way, it's totally clear how much Jessie cares for James and vice versa, and I love how especially James showed on numerous occasions how much he would give up just to see Jessie happy. By the way, don't call me out on this one, but from what I've heard, RocketShipping is actually canon in the manga, so there's really nothing stopping those two of getting together in the anime as well. Well, you know, besides the whole chasing down Pikachu for more than 2 decades. But besides that, it's a shipping I just naturally support without even thinking about it. Number 4, the runner-up of the pedestal, it's... okay, I will be cheating a little bit. It's 2 shippings. It's VermillionShipping and FirstfriendShipping, which is Satogo. I'll be honest here, I'm still kinda struggling between these 2 Gen 8 ships right here. Yes, Satogo aka FirstfriendShipping makes way more sense, since unlike Koharu, Ash and Go are the 2 main protagonists of Pokemon journeys, and as a result of that, people naturally ship these 2 more, because they have the most screen time, they have the meaningful interactions, the very emotional moments, and just look at them, they are hella cute together. And I overall really do love this concept of veteran pro trainer getting shipped with a novice trainer. But that is where, in my opinion, Vermillion has the edge over FirstfriendShipping. I just like the concept of Go and Koharu a little bit more. I really like the overall dynamic between Go and Koharu, with Go being the more adventurous and free-spirited kind of guy, while Chloe is the more down-to-earth and realistic kind of person. And I really see the potential of them complementing and improving each other. For example, whenever Go's head is above the skies and daydreaming all day, Koharu would be the person to bring him back to reality and makes him rethink certain things. On the other hand, whenever Koharu is stuck in her own bubble and in her own beliefs, Go could be the one who expands her horizon and opens up her heart more towards new things. Man, I would have loved that. Of course, they have some history with each other because they are childhood friends, and in some occasions we could see that they really do care about each other. But they really got overshadowed by the overwhelming amount of Satogo, to a point where it's not even funny. But in short, FirstfriendShipping has the edge for me, but I'm kinda also, you know, still secretly cheering for Vermillion. So finally, it's top 3 time, and I know. The next 3 shippings are honestly the most obvious ones, because they are hugely popular. But I wanted to specifically talk about these 3 shippings, because unlike the other ships before, I really connect a lot of good memories with all 3 of them. So let's start with AdvanceShipping. AdvanceShipping, but especially May, is someone I till this day have a lot of fondness for. She was my very first anime crush ever. She was the very first person whose story I got got invested in, because before May I really didn't care that much about the human stories besides, Ash, and instead I cared more about the cool looking Pokemon and the action. And another first time thanks to May is that she is the one who introduced me into the world of shippings. The moment when she suggested to Ash that they should travel together, he then said yes, followed up by May pumping her fist in victory. That was the very first time where I thought to myself, I kinda want to see these two together. Which then ended up as a feeling that stuck with me till this day. This urge to ship everyone and everything. I also think that Advance was the first time we had this sort of mentor/student dynamic between Ash and his female companion, and this method really has been made clear, especially in case of May, since she not only learned a lot from him, but also adapted a lot from Ash into her own style. But they not only inspire each other, but they also really care for each other, especially if one of them just witnessed failure. I think the most memorable moment for me personally was when May missed her ferry for her last contest and Ash willingly wanted May to travel alone so that she can catch up with her last contest, but May couldn't really leave the group because she had to take care of Max, and just the way Ash grabs her and passionately looks into her eyes with a mix of worries and understanding, adorable. So to sum it up, a very lovable character with May, a lot of chemistry, and my very first shipping. That's my love for Advance. The obvious number 2, of course, is Pearlshipping. And my god, the amount of good and bad memories I had with Pearlshipping, it just makes me chuckle with a mix of embarrassment but also a lot of amusement. While Advance was my very first baby steps into the world of shipping, Pearl was the one where I went full out crazy mode. I mean hardcore. We are talking about drawing fan art, downloading every available Ash X Dawn picture until my phone exploded, writing romantic fanfiction, having hour-long discussions with other non-Pearl shippers about why both Dawn and Pearl reign supreme, writing long articles in forums of why Pearl is the best. But most importantly, Pearlshipping introduced me to YouTube, because the very first YouTube video I have ever seen in my entire life was a Pearlshipping AMV. So just for introducing both YouTube and AMVs into my life, for that alone, I will be eternally grateful towards Satohika. But in hindsight, I really am a bit ashamed of my past, because sometimes I said things to other shippers that I'm honestly really not proud of. But a lot of time, I look back fondly when it comes to my time as a Pearl shipper, solely of how dedicated and absolutely in love I was with this shipping. And the major reason why was because of how well Satohika were as a pairing. It does share some similarities with Advance when it comes to the whole teacher-student chemistry, but what I really liked more about Pearl was that, in my opinion, Ash really showed his overall feelings, worries, and kindness towards Dawn, let's say, a little bit more obvious. Every time Dawn witnessed failure or worries, she always tried her best to hide that from the others, but Ash nearly always has been the one guy who actually noticed those worries and sad feelings of Dawn and always tried his best to cheer her up, which luckily always ended up with some words of encouragement and a high five. By the way, every time they did the high five thing, my heart started to skip a beat. God damn it. But just in general, Ash's and Dawn's relationship felt so easygoing and so natural that I really did believe for a long time that Dawn would be the perfect girlfriend for Ash. Well, until, of course, we arrive at AmourShipping. I mean, what can I say about Ash and Serena that I haven't said over and over again? My all-time favorite shipping that combines every good experience I had with both Advance and Pearl. Just like Advance, it just forcefully dragged me back into the series and into YouTube after I took a long hiatus. And just like Pearl, it got me heavily dedicated and invested into the pairing. And that's all thanks to just one girl and her openly and obviously showing her feelings towards the boy she loves. Every single moment of them was so adorable and kinda indirectly caused me to look forward to the next XY and XYZ episode every week. Don't get me wrong, my main reason for my love for the Gen 6 anime was the crisp animation, the great battles, and the awesome characters. But I would lie if I say that Amour didn't contribute anything to this overall excitement of mine, because both Ash and Serena had such a great chemistry with each other. Both immediately noticed when the other person had problems, and both tried their absolute best to cheer each other up, and also motivated each other to continue chasing for their goal. Serena helping out Ash in his gym battles against the likes of Viola, Corinna, and Wulfric, with especially the last one being crucial for the development of Ash Greninja. On the other hand, Ash was the one one who motivated Serena to take her time with her goal, which caused her to aim for a career as a Pokemon performer. And in general, Ash is her constant source of motivation, of course symbolized by the ribbon. And I think that this is what really makes Amour so special. Every interaction they had was not only super cute and super adorable, but also for the most part influenced both characters in a major way. They not only motivated each other, but they kinda pushed each other to improve themselves. That's just lovely. I honestly do believe that if Ash didn't have Serena, and if Serena didn't have Ash, both would had a lot of difficulties during their journeys. That's how much of an influence Satosere had on the anime. And not only the anime, but also on the whole Pokemon community. XY and Amour started the whole trend of YouTubers dedicating their entire channel to just the anime alone. Back then, we didn't have that. And not even to mention what kind of impact Amour had on me and my personal life. I mean, let's be honest here, I'm somewhat synonymous with Amour, ain't I? Honestly, I really do owe Amour a lot, and I still feel like that till this day I haven't properly repaid that. But the least thing I can do is making videos and supporting my all-time favorite shipping. Anyway guys, that's the video. Tell me your opinion on my favorites, and of course tell me what are your favorite shippings of all time. And just like always, I'll see you guys in the comments down below.